President. The Department of Housing and Urban Development's mission is to create strong, sustainable communities and support affordable homes. Yet under President Biden and his administration, the department failed to serve our nation's most vulnerable. Here's the truth. We are facing a homelessness crisis in America. The latest homelessness survey found an 18% increase in homelessness year over year, increasing the number of homelessness in our country to nearly 772,000 Americans not able to find a place to lay their head. This is unacceptable. On top of that, we are facing an affordability crisis in our country as well. During President Biden's tenure, mortgage rates ballooned 150% and rents 20%. Over the last 4 years, far-left housing policies and burdensome regulations have put the American dream out of reach for millions and millions of hardworking, dedicated patriots throughout our nation. It's no secret that HUD is in serious need of new leadership. Fortunately, there is good news. Help is right over there, and it's on its way. My good friend, Scott Turner, has a remarkable life story, tremendous life story. Scott is a native Texan who has had an exceptional journey from professional athlete to public servant. Scott came from humble beginnings, but he never let those circumstances define who he is. Actually, Scott in high school, I believe it was, worked at a barbecue shop. And what I love about Scott is he has this affection for the truth. He told me himself, he conceded that South Carolina barbecue is better than Texas. I'm glad he has no microphone to say anything right now. I'm just telling you that that is a man that I can appreciate. He went on and had a successful career in the NFL. 9 seasons as a cornerback, playing for the Denver Broncos, the San Diego Chargers, and yes, the Washington Redskins. And I note that he did not play for America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody, nobody can be perfect. After hanging up his cleats, Scott served 2 terms in the Texas state legislature and then went on to work in the Trump administration. As the executive director of the White House Opportunity and Revitalization Council, Scott helped implement the Opportunity Zones initiative that I created, directing over $50 billion in private sector capital into hard-hit, typically majority-minority communities, breathing hope and opportunity not only into the neighborhoods, but into the lives of the people desperately, passionately praying for hope. And with a less than a 5% gentrification rate, that is what I call success. His story and his perspective are essential tools that he will bring to the table to fight the increase of homelessness, to fight the 150% ballooning of our mortgages, and to fight back against a 20% increase in rents. As HUD Secretary, Scott will make himself known. He will create access to quality, affordable housing as a top priority. He will work to reverse decades of failed housing policies and make targeted reforms across all segments of the U.S. housing market. It's time to make America's economy work for working-class Americans. It is time for a blue-collar comeback, and I am so thankful that we have a man prepared to put in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, if necessary, So more people, not 772,000 Americans, but more Americans will have a place to lay their head because they're no longer homeless. More Americans will be able to afford a home because the interest rates will come down, the housing supply will increase, and we will thank God Almighty that we live in a land where opportunity is more available because the right person at the right time in the right place says yes. Mr. President, I'm very thankful that Scott Turner is the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, but I'm more thankful that we have a president making good decisions to put America back on the right track. I yield back the balance of my time.